Hi, this is Yula. Welcome to the video introducing the ISK starters. The basic set includes 4 sizes of loom: 12 loops, 24 loops, 4 loops that has 2 pieces, and the 40 loops. Here are a few examples of what can be made with each loom, but there are many more on the site. The large one can be used to make flowers. The medium one, with the 24 loops, can be used to make, for example, the Cleopatra ring, the Calla Lily earrings, and of course many other things. The small size loom, with the 12 loops, can be used to make narrow cuffs, the bubbles one for example, a simple bangle, a ring. The smallest one is the 4 loops loom, with which you can make really narrow things, but keep in mind this is the most difficult one to handle. In general, the best practice with the ISK starters is to wire crochet a few rows and only then start the piece you are making. You disconnect the base rows by cutting them using a wire cutter, simply going all around the last row of the colored piece, and then you will be able to release the actual design you are working on. Once released, you can put it aside and use it for future projects. It's up to you to decide at what stage to release the ISK starter from the work. And now I will actually show you how to use them. You insert the wire from the inner side of the loom, insert the hook facing up, pull a stitch, and push the hook over the widest part of the crochet hook. You have your first stitch ready. You go into the next gate, pull the wire, push the hook, you have a second stitch. To successfully pull ISK stitches, it's important that you keep your hook facing up all the time and never rotate it to grab the wire. It is very different than a classic crochet. This is how your work will look after one row. And now to the second row. In order to successfully pull stitches, you can't just pull them as you did in the first row. You need to support the gate, the stitch actually, that you're pulling the wire through. Then push the hook only up until the round neck of the hook, not the widest part. Then again, you go into the loop, pull a stitch, support the gate, support the stitch actually, and push the hook. You continue going around, building stitches, building rows, one on top of the other like a spiral. The medium size and the large size are used exactly the same as the S size that I just demonstrated. You insert the wire into one of the gates, insert the hook to the next gate, and start pulling stitches. They are slightly easier to use than the S size, so you may want to start with them. The extra small loom that has 4 loops is the hardest of them all, so don't start with it. Well, this is my advice anyway. So you insert the wire and pull a stitch, and insert the hook again up until the widest part of the hook. You do this around, pulling 4 stitches. Make sure to support each stitch with your thumb so that it doesn't split open. In the second row, you need to make sure that you are supporting the stitch you are pulling the new stitch through. If you don't do that, you won't be able to pull a stitch successfully. Make a third row exactly the same as the second one, pulling 4 stitches, going around 1, and this is the second one, the third, and the fourth. At this point, you can use the little stick that you have that came with the set. This will help you support the stitches and not crush them one against the other. You can also work without them, but I think it's a great aid to work with it. So you simply continue going around, pulling ISK stitches and pushing the hook to the right of the pole. Of course, if you are left-handers, then you do exactly the same, but to the left. As you progress, you can move the pole, moving up with your work. After a few rows, you actually have a base from which you can start making your design. Take a new wire and simply start working from there. There are already 3 additional looms available, much larger ones, with which you can make pomegranates, pears, lampshades, mini lampshades, or mandalas. This is all the basic information you need to successfully use the ISK starters. If you want more step-by-step tutorials, supply, kits, you are welcome to my website at www.euladesign.com. Bye!